Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video it's part of this current project of mine. So I bought these two Nintendo DS's, original DS's. This one works absolutely fine, it's just got a broken hinge. Then I also got this one here, which as you can see is in a bit of a state, but it does work. If we pop a battery in it and try to power it on, it does at least flicker. Can you see that? Right, which is an indication that it cannot find the top screen, and well, it can't because it's here. I've not had a huge amount of experience on original DS's. I'm more of a DS Lite or DSi person, and I know that if you need to replace the top screen on a DS Lite, the cable that actually comes out of the back of the DS Lite is fixed to the top of the screen, so it comes all the way down through the hinges, has to be fed through wherever the hinge is on a DS Lite and into the bottom, and that is a bit of a tricky job to do. But with the original DS, it's slightly different. You've got this cable which comes from this sort of daughter board here, and that is separate. You've also then got a cable here which is the screen cable. So to replace the top screen, or to replace the cable in particular, this one which is ripped, is a little easier. So what we need to do is we will undo the DS, and I'm sure, here we go, we've got tri-wing screws, so you just take the bottom off, make sure there's no cartridge in. Oh, this doesn't feel like it's been opened before. It's a good idea to keep these screws in some sort of order, because they might all be tri-wing, but they can vary in different lengths. So those ones come out of the battery compartment. These, oh dear, come out of, near the cart slot. And they look like they're the same length. Oh dear. So this one is well and truly broke. The legs for that keep spinning. Can we get some grip on it to get the screw out? Oh, that is a lovely cracking plastic sound. Might be okay with that one. So we'll then take these two out. Which seem to come out okay. And no, they're the same length as well. Last one here. I think the plastics on original DS's are so fragile, especially now. Right, so we've got 5 screws there. We should have 6, I think. I think that's all of them, except, oh no, we've got one here above the cart slot, above the Game Boy Advance slot. So we'll get that one out. See if that one's any different. Yes. Maybe. We'll keep that one aside. So that is how you take the bottom case off. So there you go, as you can see. So that's the motherboard. This is that little screw that wouldn't come out because it's attached to this broken leg, which just crumbled. Okay, so there's another screw there. Right, so I have bought a replacement flex cable in the vain hope that we can see if there's actually any point to fixing up this DS in any shape. So this cable here will fit on that bit there. Now, it's not very advisable, but as you can see, the plastic is so brittle, and there's no way I'm going to put this plastic thing back together. So that gives me access to the cable there. Now, if I remember rightly, it's a little flip lid, little flip cable. So you just flip it up, you can see that there, and take the cable out. So let's just open this replacement flex cable, which you can get for about £3 or £4. They're not very expensive. Now I have to work out, yeah, that's the right way. So this would go in there, so it's facing the right way. So that then goes in to that socket there where we just took the other cable out. Just make sure it's in and even and clamp it down. And as you can see on the board here is where, I'm assuming that is where the rest of the cable should go. So if we unclip that cable and pull it, oh dear. Oh, and that's even more of the casing gone. Okay, well I think that connector there is the top connector because it looks similar to the end that I just pulled off. Yeah. So that one was folded in that way, so that was folded in under there, which means it needs to go that way. So I do not know if this is even the right cable in the right socket. I'm kind of flying blind here. Like I said, I've not really done much with an original DS. Just be very careful with these flex cables because they do, right, that's in, they can break very easily. Oh my god, I've got bits everywhere. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I've got the cable in the right place and we can get this to power on. So battery connector, let's just make sure we get that battery in the right way because otherwise you will fuse the board. Right, so battery in, nope, right, you have to hold the battery in place because obviously there's no casing on. Nothing. So what is going on here? What have we damaged again? Right, just make sure that's well and truly in the right place. Oh, that might help. Right. Well, look at that. So that flex cable, touchscreen works. This is the first time I've seen any life out of this console because obviously with a ripped cable it didn't work too well. Everything seems to be working as it should. So before I go any further, I'm just going to take this cable back out again because we have proof that it works but don't want to damage it too much. Let's remove the motherboard. Now that's held in by 3 screws, I think. I don't particularly want to delve too much into this console because as you saw, it does actually work. So that I have a funny feeling somebody, oh dear crack, somebody may have already been in this console, because that screw doesn't want to come out. Now that could just be broken plastic, or it could be that the screw is gunked. There we go. So we can now lift the motherboard. Be careful because there are ribbon cables attached here. So we can lift, I think. Oh, that's the front casing gone. Wow. What a mess. So this cable and this cable, I have no idea what they're for. But as you can see, this is the bottom screen. Oh, there we go, I can take that out completely. This is the bottom screen. It did work. How it works when... Oh, I see. So this cable isn't even attached to the screen. It's just kind of fed underneath the bottom screen. So that's the remainders of this cable. So we've got a working motherboard and working bottom screen. The top screen connects into the top, or into this connector here. Ooh, there we go. Without any issues. No, that's got to face the other way. I'm assuming because it rolls and twists as it's going through the rest of the casing. So there's that. Now we have to try and get, oh dear, everything's falling to pieces, get this battery in some sort of place, and hopefully wherever the power button is, oh there, you really need some helping hands when you do this. Be very careful not to destroy the the bottom screen, sorry. So that is one Frankenstein of a original DS, but it's working. It powers on and everything, which is a bit odd. So it's one step further in my mission to find something to do with this console. It was just the top plastics that were broken. As you can see, they're very brittle, they just snap, and I have also now snapped the bottom casing. So any thoughts of sort of doing a macro maybe are going to need quite a bit of work. I don't even know where this bit of plastic, which way round it faces. Oh, I see, so that goes in like that. That is supposed to attach in there somehow, but now this bit down here is also cracked. Do I just keep it as a spares DS, or do I try and... Oh, a little spring here. You see that? Not sure where that has come out of. Hinges possibly, or top shelf. Don't know, there's bits and pieces everywhere. That may have come off of the bottom of... I don't know. So anyway, I've got a working DS, sort of. Both screens work, both screens connect, so the flex cable that I bought does the job. So if you've got an original DS that either has completely lost its top screen, you can fix it without taking too much of the screen apart. Unlike on a DS Lite, it's a bit more complicated. Or if you've got where your bottom screen is flashing, then you can replace it with just this simple flex cable. I am now going to try and put this back together in some shape so it's, I say, usable. I don't know. This is absolutely butchered, so it's going to need gluing. This is going to need gluing. As you can see, it's all broken here. These plastics are extremely fragile, and it doesn't really help that it was missing a bit of plastic in the first place. So that fits in there. I think this is going to be a glue and like electrical tape job, just to keep this case from completely falling apart. Wow. So I'm going to leave it there, and I may get this put back together and show you it. I have actually managed to get it back together, sort of. It's very cracked. The screws that I managed to get in are holding the case together. I cannot find the screw for the battery door, so I've just taped that in, and I suddenly realised I've not really done any testing of this console. This is the first time I've managed to get it to stay on. So obviously it's had a battery taken out, so it needs to be reset. So we just go through that. It gives you a good chance to check out whether all the buttons work, whether the touchscreen works. Like I say, I've got one speaker, which is here, so I've got some sound. Sound is up fully, it's not very loud. Yeah, we'll just go through all that. Right, shut down. So, powering it on. Nice green light. I've got that ding ding ding, so that's the birthday tune, because it's been reset. So it looks as if everything seems to work. And I'm going to just try a game. I've got FIFA 11 here, because I haven't even tested the cart slot. Okay, it seems to go in okay. Let's see what happens when we try and play a game. Well, it's picked it up. There it is. As you can see, so technically I have a working Nintendo DS. It's a bit of a sort of sham monster, really. Got this cable hanging out. I can't even put the top casing back together or glue it back together because I don't even think all of it's there. There's quite a bit of it here. So the touchscreen works. Sound works. All the buttons seem to work. As you can see, it's loading the game. Sorry, you couldn't quite see that. But all the buttons do work. Just need to test the shoulder buttons. I have no idea what's going on. It doesn't seem to be sort of... It's doing something. I'm not playing for... Oh, I am, silly me. Football is on the top screen. So as you can see, yeah, that's all working okay. I was looking at the bottom screen thinking, why can I not see anything? Okay. Yeah, they seem to be working. I don't know what they're supposed to do. Oh, there we go. Right, so anyway, there is a working Nintendo DS. What I'm going to do with it, I don't know. I've got two choices. I make a macro out of it and just sort of salvage this bottom half and try and patch up the casing in some way, fill it, etc. Or I buy a complete shell and put it all back together. Let me know what you would do. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.